Welcome students for the one more session on the econometric methods course. We have so far discussed the common themes of econometric methods. Now we are going to discuss some additional themes in econometrics. We have planned to discuss about two themes in this series. The first one is the discussion on dynamic regression models, and the second one in this series is the qualitative regression models. In this discussion today, the regular Emrc model is adopted to some specific needs of economic analysis. In this module, let us learn about the dynamic regression models. We will learn concepts, notations and types relating to dynamic regression models. Time series models would contain variables with time references. There are two types of regression time series models. One such model is single period or static or instantaneous model, and the other is multi-period model. The name static model comes from the fact that we are modeling a contemporaneous relationship between x and y. Usually, a static model is postulated when a change in x at time t is believed to have an immediate effect on y. We may write the model as y t is equal to alpha plus beta x t plus u t. However, in economic models, the relationship among variables are rarely instantaneous. Realistic formulations of economic relationship often requires the insertion of lagged values of the explanatory variables. In economics, various outcomes respond to the impact of other variables only gradually. We may find three reasons for such lagged relationship. One is the psychological reason. Due to the forces of habit, inertia, people do not change their spending habits immediately following a price decrease or increase. Those who become instant millionaires by winning lotteries may not change their lifestyles to which they were accustomed for a long time, because they may not know how to react to such a windfall gain immediately. Of course, given a reasonable time, they may learn to live with their newly acquired fortune. Also, people may not know whether the change is permanent or transitory. Thus, my reaction to an increase in my income will depend on whether or not this increase is permanent. So, the relationship will not be instantaneous in any count. If it is only a non-recurring increase and in succeeding periods my income returns to its previous level, I may save the entire increase, whereas someone else in my position might decide to live with it up. Interest rate changes. If we cut interest rates, we would expect a rise in investment and consumer spending. Uncertainty may lead to people to wait to see if the interest rate changes is temporary or permanent. This is because lower interest rate makes it cheaper to borrow and also make it less attractive to save. Lower interest rate should lead to higher aggregate demand. Consumers do not have perfect knowledge, and so they may not check the interest rates every month, but only become aware of it after a certain time. So, they would react to the change only after a period of time. We shall see some technical reasons which contribute for the inclusion of lag variables. Suppose price of capital in relation to labor decreases, it should lead to addition of capital, but this will not happen instantaneously. It takes some time because people may not know whether the decrease in price of capital is permanent or temporary. Sometimes imperfect knowledge also accounts for this late reaction. In bank rate case, commercial banks may delay passing on the base rate cut into customers after some time. So, it will take some time before they react to change announced by the Reserve Bank or central bank. There are some institutional reasons. We can find some lags in the recognition. The recognition lag is the time delay between when an economic shock such as sudden boom or bust occurs and when it is recognized by economists, central bankers and the governments. There are lags in the implementation of macroeconomic policy because of data lags. Many macro data series such as GDP are only available with a considerable lag and they are subject to big revisions time to time. Because of this, information policy makers use is retrospective, not contemporaneous. Getting information about the current state of economy is difficult. We do not have good information until months after the economy has already changed course. So, recognition, once the data are finally available, it takes time to figure out what they are saying. Is the downturn in employment in this month's data temporary or the beginning of a longer trend? If it is temporary, no need to act, but if it is permanent, then action may be needed. Therefore, also legislative lag. Once we have obtained the necessary data and concluded something must be done, there can be considerable lags in the legislative process as legislators debate the exact form of package or oppose it altogether. Another lag reason is implementation lag as far as the institution is concerned. Once a policy is passed, it takes time to put it into place. Example, to set up the administration of the money, to deliver it to the right agencies, to make the plans needed to spend it, etc. Effectiveness lag. After all of that and the policy is finally put into place, it takes time for the policy to hit the economy and take effect. For the monetary policy, it can be a year to a year and a half before the peak effects of the policy is felt. The effectiveness of lags for fiscal policy is a bit shorter, but still considerable. Also, the transmission of monetary policy to the economy is generally thought to have long and variable lags. Contractual obligations may prevent the firms from switching from one source to the other raw materials instantaneously. Fixed effect rates for borrowing and saving. The consumer may have a fixed rate mortgage. This means interest payments are fixed for say 2 years. It may take over a year before homeowners actually have to face the higher interest rate. In project implementation, if a firm has started an investment project, they are unlikely to stop just because of an increase in interest rate. Once they have started, they will continue to invest whatever happens to interest rates. However, over time the higher interest rates may prevent future investment projects from being undertaken. Hence, it is often the case that the effect of a policy variable is spread over a number of periods. Sometimes the reactions will be after some time. Therefore, many economic models have lagged variables of the regressors in the regression equation. It takes time to build road highways. Therefore, the effect of public investment on growth in GDP will show up with a lag, and this effect will probably linger on for several years. The following are the examples of lagged relationship: supply and lagged prices, bank money and lagged reserve ratio effects, inflation and lagged money supply and lagged interest rate, productivity and investment expenditure, demand for durable goods, export as a function of real exchange rate, interest rate cut and inflation, effects of advertisement and spending on sales, effect of income and consumption. All these models have lagged relationship. Any realistic formulation of economic models involves some lagged variables that take care of adjustment process. Therefore, in most of the economic relationships, lags and lead variables are quite common. When a lagged variable is involved in the model, such specification is called dynamic model. The multi-period models are quite often called dynamic models. These models would contain variables of different time denominations. We will see some concepts relating to the dynamic models. Let us see some of the jargons and symbols used in the dynamic models. Let us see the dynamic instantaneous model or same period model in SLRM and MLRM framework. Here yt is equal to alpha plus beta xt plus ut. This has got only one independent variable. So, this is a SLRM. We can write an MLRM for the time series model as yt is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x1 t plus beta 2 x2 t plus ut. So, this is a MLRM because it has got two independent variables. All these models have got time references. Time references are the same, and so they are called the same period models or instantaneous models. These models would help you to model the instantaneous and contemporaneous relationship between yt and xt. In this case, yt and x1t and x2t. These models have commonly got three components. One is dependent variable, independent variable and the error term. We can find the lagged variables of these dependent, independent and the random error variables and also lead variables. Let us define them and how they are denoted. If the dependent variable is yt, the lagged variables of yt can be denoted like this. This is the one lag variable of yt and this is the two lag variables of yt, and this is the kth lag variable of yt. Similarly, we can write the lead variables as yt plus 1, yt plus 2 like that, yt plus k. This is the kth lead variable of yt. We can write the same for the independent variable. This is if it is xt, then the lagged independent variables may be denoted as yt minus 1, yt minus 2, etc., yt minus k. This is the kth lagged variable of xt, and also the lead variables are written as xt plus 1, xt plus 2 and xt plus k. And the error variables may also be written. The notations are ut minus 1, ut minus 2, etc., ut minus k, ut plus 1, ut plus 2, ut plus k. These are all the notations used for lag and lead variables. The dynamic variables, the dynamic models will have multi-period variables, and that is now the mix of these variables, lag and lead variables of dependent and independent variables. These models are classified like this. We have got types of dynamic models. There are some pure lag models, that is called distributed lag models, pure distributed lag models. There are pure autoregressive models, there are pure moving average models, and there are some mixed models. They are ARDL model, otherwise autoregressive distributed lag models. There are ARMA models, that is autoregressive and moving average models, and these are all the mixed models. So, with the help of lag and lead variables of different dependent, independent and error variables, we can form these models. We will see how these models are given notation following this. We will find some examples. Distributed lag model, yt is equal to alpha plus beta 0 x t plus beta 1 x t minus 1 plus beta 2 x t minus 2 plus ut. This is a distributed lag model. This distributed lag model will have the models with lagged independent variables are called distributed lag model. They are denoted like this. The coefficients are also denoted with some formulation. There is you can find some regularity in the notation used. Beta 0 is associated with x t, beta 1 is associated with the first lag of the independent variable, and beta 2 is related to the second lag of the independent variable. So, this 1 is related to this 1 and this 2 is related to this 2, and so usually the DL models are symbolized like this. Let us take the second one, AR model. This is autoregressive model. The autoregressive models will contain the lagged dependent variables. So, autoregressive models will contain lagged dependent variables. For example, if yt is the dependent variable, the model contain lags of the dependent variable as the independent variable. Just look at this, the yt minus 1 and yt minus 2 comes in the right hand side of the regression model. This is an MLRM with yt minus 1 and yt minus 2 as independent variables. Just look at the symbols we used. Here we use alpha for entire thing, alpha 0 plus alpha 1 yt minus 1 plus alpha 2 yt minus 2 plus ut. This is like any other MLRM, but with the lags of yt as the independent variables. The symbols alpha 1 is related to yt minus 1 and alpha 2 is related to yt minus 2. So, the 1 and 1 and 1 2 and 2 are associated. Similarly, we can define a moving average model. Moving average model will have the lagged variables of the error term as the independent variable. The error term is ut, the lagged variables of ut is ut minus 1 and ut minus 2, and they will form the independent variables category. So, moving average model will have lagged error terms as the independent variables, and so you have ut minus 1 and ut minus 2 as independent variables. So, yt is equal to gamma 0 plus gamma 1 ut minus 1 plus gamma 2 ut minus 2 plus ut, all usual notational form. With this we can find we can define some mixed models. These are called pure models, because DL model does not have any other thing than the lagged variables of xt, and AR model does not have any other variables than the lagged variables of dependent variable, and MA models does not have any other independent variables than the moving lagged variables of the error variables. So, these are all called pure models, and we may mix it to get the mixed model, ARDL models. This ARDL model will have the mix of AR terms and DL terms. So, we have these two AR terms in this model and these two DL terms of the DL terms. So, this is called ARDL model. So, you have two AR terms and two DL terms. Similarly, you can have ARMA models, you have AR terms yt minus 1 and yt minus 2 and MA terms ut minus 1 and ut minus 2. So, you have the full model as we call them ARMA model, because it has got two AR terms and two MA terms. So, this is called mixed models. So, these are all the usual notations and usual jargons used in the dynamic model. In this module, we are going to elaborate, in the next model we are going to elaborate, where we will see lot of things about the distributed lag model. Now, we will see the different concepts used in the distributed lag model. An important model is distributed lag model. We are going to elaborate about this distributed lag model. In this module, we will see the econometric issues of this distributed model, distributed lag model in the next module. Let us see the distributed lag model in detail. This is one example of a distributed lag model. This model contains, as we defined earlier, the distributed lag models will have the lagged variables of the independent variable. Just look at this model, you have xt, xt minus 1 and xt minus 2 as the independent variables of this model. We can write a general form of the finite lag distributed lag model as yt is equal to alpha plus beta 0 xt plus beta 1 xt minus 1 plus etc. beta k xt minus k plus ut. The infinite lag model will not have this lost term, because there will be an infinite number of terms even beyond this. So, we cannot write the terminal term in this infinite lag model. So, we will write the infinite lag DL model as alpha plus beta 0 xt plus beta 1 xt minus 1 etc. Without the terminal term, we will write plus ut. So, this is infinite lag DL model. We will see some of the features of this distributed lag model. Let us see some of the features of DL model. In the distributed lag model, the regression coefficients are taken as the measure of impact. So, betas are the representations of impact measures. So, they are all impact measures. For example, beta 0 is the shorter impact, or otherwise called impact multiplier. Beta k is the intermediate impact of kth lag, and we can find the total impact as, because it is in the steady state, we can find the long run impact, that is just the addition of all the betas in the distributed lag model. In the finite case, the terminal term is k, and for the infinite it will go up to infinity. So, it is simply sigma t varies from 1 to k for the 1 to k, beta t is the long run impact. If it is a infinite lag model, we will say sigma t varies from 1 to infinity, beta t is the long run impact. And we can define the standardized impact measures. Standardized impact at tth lag, or kth lag, may be defined as beta k divided by sigma beta k. This is the proportion of impact felt at kth time. So, beta k divided by sigma beta k, that is the total impact, is the proportion of the impact felt at kth time. Other impact measures are median lag and mean lag. So, they are now the period within which 50% of the total impact is realized or felt is called the median lag, and we can find the mean lag as sigma k beta k divided by sigma beta k. This is a lag weighted average of time, and this two measures, mean lag and median lag, are used to measure the speed of impact. Let us conclude the model with a recap of the discussion. In this module, I discussed about the need for dynamic regression model. The terms and symbols used in the dynamic model was described to acquaint you to different types of them. Then I elaborated an important dynamic model, namely the distributed lag model. The type and features of it was discussed. In the forthcoming module, we extend this discussion. It would cover econometric issues relating to the estimation of the distributed lag model. I am looking forward to see you all in the next module. Until then, goodbye.